Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys your twin flame love story. So this is going to be for those of you that are specifically connected to a twin flame, or at least that's just how you resonate with this particular person that you have a deep soul connection with. And we're just going to get into your twin flame love story. Now, I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing either a separation or challenge in your connection, so keep that in mind, but only take what resonates for you and get rid of anything that doesn't. All the decks I'll be using here, as well as this beautiful twin flame organite, will be listed in the description box down below. So what we're going to do before we even really get into the outline of the reading is we're going to get the theme. So we're going to go into my Divine Love Inspiration cards for this. Let's take a look. What is the theme for today's reading? What is the theme of your twin flame love story? It's not the only theme, but it's just for this particular reading. Wow, my soul is burning with desire for you. Passion. So this is a very intense, passionate connection that you feel with your person. They feel it for you. It's just this, I'm getting here Burning Up by Madonna for some reason. And it's like an 80s energy. You could have, both been children from the 80s or something like that. Maybe even for some of you even met in the 80s. But yeah, this is, my soul is burning. Ooh, okay. Also, Burning with Desire for You from Lana Del Rey. Lots of songs coming through here. But of course, there's lots of songs with burning and desire and all that other stuff. I think there's even like Desire from U2. Yeah. So this is the theme of your connection right now. Your souls are burning with desire for each other. All right, beautiful. So now we're going to go into the magnetic force, which is what energies drew you together. So what soul contracts, karma, or divine timing brought your paths into alignment in this particular lifetime? Let's look at this. Let's see. Ooh, we have fear, nightmare, haunted, anxiety. So any kind of fears that you both had, you came together in order to work on this. And I feel like these particular fears and anxieties will continue to haunt you until you clear them. So this could be that you feel haunted by this person, they feel haunted by you. And this is just kind of what keeps your souls connected until you work through those challenges and fears. Wow. Okay, let's see what else. With the Knight of Wands, this is Sagittarius energy. So to me, the Sagittarius energy is all about expansion. It's ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is, the planet. I feel good luck, yes, prosperity, but also spirituality, our belief systems. So this is about whatever we believe. So we're being pushed by our twin flame. Our belief systems are being pushed. We're being asked to kind of expand our minds, to think outside of things that maybe we've been told or things that we've been taught. So this is helps you to open up your mind in ways, and that might be very scary for you, your twin flame, etc. So that's what I'm getting here. Also, the Knight of Wands is somebody who wants to explore. So that's how they learn. They learn by doing things their own way. They have to explore and understand things. They can't just be told. They have to go through experiences in order to gain that wisdom. So maybe it's a part of your soul contracts for the two of you to be independent on this journey, learning in your own ways. It might feel restless. It might feel like non-committal. It might feel like it's all over the place. It might feel like, there's just a lot that you guys have to go through in order to get to a place of union. But that is just what I'm seeing here for your contract. You guys are both free spirits, free agents to just kind of roam the earth to figure it out. Okay, let's see what else. All right, this one comes through. Ooh, we have forgiveness, compassion, empathy, and mercy. Ooh, okay. So there could be something here that because the Knight of Wands can sometimes be misunderstood. I'm a Sagittarius, actually a triple Sagittarius. Got a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. And sometimes Sagittarians can be misunderstood. They need their independence. They need freedom to figure things out. They get a bad rap by being non-committal. It's not true. I'm very committed, to my partner. So it's not that, but they can get it. Every sign has its shadow and its light aspects. But this right here, somebody may have a very adventurous spirit. Somebody may feel like they're really driven by their passions. They're driven by what they feel like they need to do, what they need to accomplish in this lifetime. And someone in this connection may feel like, they're being abandoned. They're not being loved. They're not being, like the other person doesn't feel that they're important enough to stay. And I'm getting here that we have to see through that illusion. It doesn't make it okay with how people treat us, especially if it's crappy or shitty. But this is just an indication to let go and love this person for who they are, and maybe who they could potentially become one day. But if they're not that version right now, it's like letting them go with love in your heart. So that's the message that wants to come through. So there may need to be forgiveness of the self, forgiveness of others through this twin flame connection, which is why the two of you were brought together. You were drawn to each other. You may also, there could be somebody in this situation where they've always done things by the rules, and then you meet them and it's just like, whoa, they represent all that freedom, all of this free thinking, all of this expansive energy that you have been told is bad, it's not good. And you really admire this in your twin flame, but it also repels you at the same time, because you're like, no, I've been told that that's wrong. There's something wrong with you. You need to live your life this way. And your twin flame's like, no, this is the way that I've been taught. So there's like a clash I'm seeing here, a clash of energies that come together. But what it does is it ignites something within the both of you in order to give yourselves food for thought, to see things from the other person's perspective. Oh my God, we have a match here. We have the Queen of Wands here. Now, usually the King and the Queen are more of the counterpart energy, so I'm definitely getting a soul, and it's not about one is better than the other, but in this particular energy, I see the masculine and then I see the feminine. It looks like the feminine is more in touch with her sovereign nature. This is ruled by Aries. Aries is more of like the emperor, somebody who's in their power, somebody that knows who they are. They're very sovereign. They may not give a crap what other people think about them. So I feel like maybe a particular masculine was not quite at that place when the two of you, came together. Everything that he was attracted to within you, Divine Feminine, and yes, I'm doing this from the feminine's perspective because you guys are the majority of my viewers. So he wanted this for himself, but I feel like this also is something that intimidated him. You were a little too powerful. You were a little too sure of yourself. Everything that this masculine wants for himself. So if he does not have that, this may trigger him in a way and cause him to just say, I'm not your equal, but he may act out in a certain way. So there's definitely a clash here. You guys are of the same vibration. You guys are of the same frequency, which is that flame, fiery. Now I understand why passion was here. The card that we got here for your connection, very fiery, very passionate, right? Which is what attracted you guys to each other. But there's a clash. This is Mars energy and Jupiter energy. So the Mars energy can be very aggressive. It can be very competitive, full of passion, but can also turn to anger and rage as well. So I'm definitely getting here like both of those planets that's what connects the two of you. You guys are supposed to grow from however you are triggered. You guys are supposed to be inspired by one another, but maybe there's a little bit of competition that's in this too. So I feel like definitely like a muse energy for the both of you. It's what draws the two of you together. You guys want to be like one another, learn from one another, but then I feel like there's also this major triggering and being like upset at your person for being a certain way, not doing things accordingly, not doing things the way that you would do them. So there's a little bit of the, sometimes can, get a bad rap. Areas like they know best, but the thing is with dealing with the Sagittarius are going to do things their own way. So I feel like that's the personalities that we're dealing with when it comes to your twin flame connection. Hope that makes sense and hope it resonates. All right, let's go ahead and get some more energy here. What else do we need to know? What other energies drew the two of you together? We do have abandoned. So there's this feeling here of being discarded, not good enough. I feel like either this is something that can be triggered within both twin flames where they don't feel good enough, so they run away from this, or the other person, they don't like what they're seeing. They're denying something that's within themselves, but it's easier to project that onto another person and say, ooh, you're not what I want. Ooh, this is bad. I need to get away from you. So that energy is here too. So you guys are mirrors to each other. You hold up the mirror, and sometimes the mirror likes what it sees, but sometimes it does not. You're the King of Pentacles now, Taurus energy, stable energy, the material world. So I feel like maybe there is a lot of emphasis put on the material world, as in that's where the power is. That's where it's at, is in the material world, okay? Nothing wrong with that per se, but it needs to be balanced out. It is not everything. And so I feel like the masculine in this situation may have leaned a little bit too heavy on that emphasis, that's what's important. That's where, that's where it's at. And I feel like this may have been something where he abandoned his own, like what he knew deep down inside, maybe his higher self or his soul, if that makes sense. Abandoning that and going for the material, because that seems to be the instant gratification. That seems to be where he felt like he was really being built up, is in the material world. But at the end of the day, it's like a false energy. So maybe this is a part of this masculine's journey to figure something out about the material world, okay? Like your power actually comes from within. It doesn't come in things, doesn't come in status. And all of that shit's only temporary anyways. Let's see what else. We have purge, letting go. Okay, so again, you guys were brought together in order to purge some major crap that is not serving. It's not serving the soul. So maybe both of you had some sort of an issue with placing too much importance on the material. Like if I have this, or if I look this way or that way, then I'll feel better. Just to find out nothing really changed, or it was just temporary, it was fleeting. Okay, we do have masculine coming through. More Aries energy again. So I feel like there's a real battle here, actually, a battle of the ego. This is a battle of I need to be in control. I need to be in charge. There's something about status here for the divine masculine with the Emperor's energy. This needs to be purged. And it doesn't mean that the feminine doesn't have anything to work on. Not at all. But I just feel the feminine was more or less in touch with her, like her highest self, more in touch with her insides, more in touch with her deep soul of who she really is. Very authentic, very raw, just knowing something about herself, very confident in who she is. And this masculine didn't seem to be as comfortable as she was within herself. So he leaned on the material in order to feel more important, to feel confident. And I just feel like this is just something that brought the two of you together. You trigger the masculine in a certain way, and he may trigger you also in a certain way. So it's like this mirror, vice versa type of energy. Okay. I also feel like this masculine could have got you going feminine in the material world, maybe causing you to lean more into your masculine energy, to take certain action in your career, to do some things that maybe you wouldn't have normally done. So whatever happened between the two of you really inspired you to, like that phoenix rising from the ashes, to make some sort of a great change in your life, to rise up above. I love that. So now we're going to go into the divine masculine's role in your ascension, divine feminine. Let's look at this. So let's get some of these specifics. We have windfall. Interesting. I'm really glad that I mentioned that, because I feel like this masculine may have helped you in some way, whether he realizes it or not, but whatever you guys went through together, that you're gold. This is royal energy. This is windfall. This is like status. This is rising up into your queen power, right? Being independent, maybe earning a living on your own, doing something really creative that you love and making money at it. Okay, cool. So this lines you up with your purpose and your mission. Yeah, look, it's through the challenges of the Five of Wands, through the challenges that the two of you experienced together, you rose from those challenges. Like, you grew from these challenges. You took on this challenge and said, how can I make this work for me? And you made it work for you. I love this. So this is what the masculine represents for you, feminine. Oh yeah, we have a ripple effect. Marina. So it has a ripple effect in your life. The changes that you needed to make within yourself in order to maybe believe that you really are this queen, that you really do have self-worth and value. Maybe you didn't feel all of these things before, but this is who you truly are. And maybe dealing with this masculine has helped you to sit into this position, to actually sit in your divine masculine, to balance that masculine energy within yourself, to really go out there and do something of great value. That's beautiful. Let's see what else. Ooh, we have the King of Swords. I will hear you when I'm getting here. I will be heard. I refuse to be silenced. I have something to say, and I am going to say it. I am going to communicate it. This may also, feminine, have balanced out your energy, because I see the King of Swords as more of like this masculine energy. The feminine would be the Queen of Cups, which is somebody who's talking about her emotions. And yes, that is important. Thinking intuitively, thinking emotionally, being kind and empathetic. But sometimes it does need to be balanced out. And I feel like the King of Swords is kind of like the whoop-ass energy that comes in and tells us that, hey, you know what? Not everybody deserves your attention. Not everybody needs an explanation. And you don't have to explain yourself to everybody. But you can also, you know, be heard. You can stand up for yourself. You can have a voice. You can be authentic and not be afraid of being authentic. You know, worrying about what other people are going to think or if they're going to step away from you. So I feel like what this has done is actually helped you to be a stronger person, a stronger version of yourself. And it's had a total ripple effect in your life because it's only empowered you more than it just ever could. So great things I feel that you have gotten from this connection. Great things that you have taken from your experience with your divine masculine. Beautiful. Let's see what else? We have Foreign. So again, I feel with this Amora energy that there are certain things that maybe were foreign concepts to you or things that you thought that you would never do. And dealing with this masculine, whatever the experience was, has really helped you to now do things that you were afraid to do before. Maybe travel, try your hand at something new. So this is awesome. Yes, to emotionally fulfill yourself. That's what the Nine of Cups is all about. It's a wish come true. It's living a dream-filled life. It's going after the things that bring you joy. You feel satisfied with yourself for the first time in your life. You actually love yourself. So this masculine had something to do with that, feminine. So this is something to be celebrated, not something to be cursed or be angry at. And it may have taken a while in order to finally come to this blessed state. Here we have burnout. So the Emperor is, we can keep fighting this and be angry and be rageful, hating the masculine, feeling scorned and burned and focused on all those wounds, or we can make all of that pain matter and we can stop sitting in our crap and do something about it. Make it worth it. Make everything that you went through with this masculine, make it worth it and rise to the occasion. Be better than you were before. Be a survivor. So that is the masculine's role in your Ascension, feminine. He had something to do with this. He's not your entire reason for Ascension. He's just a part of it. So now let's take a look and see, how are you a part of his Ascension? Let's look at this. How are you, Divine Feminine, playing a role in your Divine Masculine's transformation? Ooh, we have Warning, Hurricane. Well, I just got Rock You Like a Hurricane. Is that from Rats? I don't know who that sings that song. Cinderella, maybe? Oh, man. I think it's Cinderella, actually. But yeah, Here I Am, Rock. No, I don't know why I'm not getting the tune right, but you guys know the song that I'm talking about. It's like, you know, glam rock 80s. Rock You Like a Hurricane. Warning. Ooh, okay. So there is something here about how you've influenced your Divine Masculine's awakening, right? And heart activation, as well as his shadow work. To me, you were a force to be reckoned with. You were like a freaking storm that came in and literally, I feel, I don't want to use the word like demolish, but really got things stirred up. This is like a major tower energy for this Divine Masculine. So you had something to do with a total paradigm shift and a shakeup for him. And it may be that you're the person that you hold the power. Wow. You created something, feminine. See, the magician has the energy at their fingertips, and the magician conducts the energy, directs where the energy goes. And it literally is like you've had some sort of a hand in your Divine Masculine's current storm within himself. Do you see that? That's crazy. So you're just like, this is how we're going to do this. I also got, fuck around and find out kind of energy. So some of you Divine Feminines may have warned your Divine Masculine, don't mess with me, don't do this, don't do that, needed it anyways. And so there is that, you know, you're going to find out what that's like. You're going to find out what that feels like. There could have been a repercussion energy. Again, we have a lot of fiery Mars, aggressive, could be very angry energy that may have taken place between you and your masculine. Okay, let's see what else. It's like, I'm going to show you what I'm made of. Yeah, I'm going to show you what I'm made of. And what I'm made up of, I'm the Queen of Wands. and I'm a magician, and I am a survivor. Oh my God, I'm getting Pele or Pele, I think, the Hawaiian goddess. Oh man. Yeah, that's a shadow goddess, right? I'm pretty sure it's Pele. I don't think it's Kali or Kali. Yeah. Anyways, some sort of Hawaiian goddess. I think it's Pele. I don't know, maybe she's not shadowy, but I know that it is, you know, fuck around and find out energy, the way that you treat the environment. Pele is there, I believe, to, you know, balance the scales, basically. It's like karma of the land. Don't quote me on all of that, but that's just what's being channeled to me. It may be other things too. So I feel, feminine, that however this masculine treated you, there has been repercussions. There has been some sort of consequence. And I feel like when you blew or when you were done, you were freaking done. And so it has really gotten this masculine's attention of, whoa, you're stronger than I thought you were. You may be that one person that's really challenged him, that's really made him kind of like recognize something, okay? You may also erupt something within him where he feels like he can do something. You may inspire him to want to reach for the stars and to do something great with his life. You compliment my life. Oh yeah. So it's like you guys are giving it back and forth to each other. The way that he inspires you and motivates you and gets you going, whether it's positive or negative, I'm getting here, it's just energy and you'll use it both ways. I feel the divine masculine's getting the same thing from you, feminine. There's some sort of energy where it's kind of like it can cut you, or it can, like it could soothe you, or it can burn you. It just depends on how you take this energy, how you work with this energy. It's light and dark energy I'm seeing here in this connection. And the way you guys choose to utilize it is on you. We have moral compass, Orca. So I feel like, feminine, you have given this masculine an opportunity to really look at his morals and his choices in this lifetime. Maybe there's something that happened between the two of you that was just immoral. You know, maybe he made some sort of a decision that wasn't the greatest and, you know, really ended up hurting you or burning you, creating an eruption in this situation. And so this gives him an opportunity to figure out, how can I make different choices moving forward? So you help him to look at his moral compass, to think about the choices that he's made or is making. So that's a positive influence I see. Ooh, we have the Nine of Cups. So you also inspire this divine masculine to tap into his greatest joy, to do the things that give him total satisfaction. I'm also seeing with this particular card, because of the message, it may be that your type of love, your type of style, your type of energy is one of a kind, and it's very difficult to replace you. So he may be left with this feeling of no one is like you. No one can satisfy me or touch me the way that you do. So he's left with that feeling. We have risk taker. Again, remember I had said that the way that the masculine inspires you is to do things that are foreign to you, to take certain risks that maybe you wouldn't have taken before. Really, you guys push each other to go beyond the limit. I love that. And we have the Ace of Swords. So I have a lot on my mind. Whatever's on my mind, I need to talk about it. So if this masculine was not speaking, or he was a terrible communicator, or he was being inauthentic, he was not telling the truth, he was lying, or he was just, you know, really like stifling whatever it was that he was thinking and feeling, this may have been a problem in your connection. So maybe he has also learned from it to where maybe to share and to communicate with people where he's at, instead of holding it all inside and maybe, you know, dealing with it on his own, or just being deceptive or whatever. This could also be someone that has a lot on their mind, so they feel stressed, so they pull away, they become avoidant, they become distant. This could be something that the masculine engaged in before and that didn't really work out so well. So maybe there is some sort of mistakes that he's made with you, and this helps him to want to do things differently moving forward. So do you see how you guys have both, in a way, kind of like challenged each other, and also, you know, just pushed each other to grow beyond whatever happened between the two of you, however things may have just kind of, I don't want to say fallen apart, because not all of you have fallen apart with your twin flame, but if there's been any kind of challenges in your experience together, this could be why, because there's certain behavioral issues and things that do need to shift and change. And so you guys are the teachers to one another in order to implement those lessons. So that's amazing. All right, you guys, so we're going to shift over onto the extended reading if you guys are resonating with these messages so far to get more on this connection. I'll put the link to the link to the extended reading in the description box down below, as well as pin it to the top comment section. But we're going to go into quite a bit over there on the extended. We're going to get into the shared soul lessons, the themes that you guys chose to learn together. Also the rift, what drove the two of you apart, your masculine's current headspace with how he feels towards you and your connection now, the spiritual and psychic bond, the telepathy, dreams, and fantasies that you guys share together, as well as your twin flame destiny with what is the path leading the both of you to. So hopefully I'll see you guys over there. If not, no worries. Thank you so much for joining me here. And if you did like this video, don't forget to give it a little bit of love. All right, you guys, you take care. Bye-bye.